you can make me clean. Moved with pity, Jesus, stretched out his hand, and he touched him, and he said, I will. Be clean. And immediately the leprosy left him, and he was made clean. Jesus touched the leper. Now, what leprosy is, in Jesus' day, it was any sort of skin symptom. Anything that's going on with your skin. It ranged from common psoriasis to sores that kind of oozed out and turned the skin white, which is commonly what is known as leprosy now. That it's highly contagious, and the skin turns white, and there's sores, and it kind of oozes out. I see people, I'm going to eat lunch after this. I'm going to have this in my mind. And sometimes the fingers fall off. So that's the common modern day form of leprosy. But it was known there. But if you had psoriasis, you were a leper. Now here's the thing with leprosy. You were unclean. You were completely unclean if you had psoriasis or something like that. You couldn't worship God because you were determined to be unclean and could not worship God. So it was a big deal. It was a big deal. Now, if you were clean and didn't have that, and you touched the leper, guess what? You're unclean and couldn't worship. See how it just kind of snowballs and how impacting it was here. The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, God's own Son reaching down and touching the leper. And he touches him and he makes him clean. What happens with lepers is because they make other people unclean, and even their clothes. If you touch their clothes, you're unclean. So what they did was they cast them out of the towns. They were outcasts. They said, we don't even want you in the town. Just go. And then, so they were completely outcasts of society. And even today, there are leper colonies with people that have the real severe leprosy. And so they were completely outcast of the society. Completely. Here's the deal. Jesus said, what's in the heart that makes you clean and unclean? It's not your outward appearance. You touched them. He didn't say it on this occasion. But the challenge for us today, as we choose to be passionate followers of Jesus, is we're the outcasts in our lives. We're the outcasts that are around us. Maybe you're sitting here today, you're the outcast. Praise God. Praise God, because Jesus is touching you. But we're the outcasts that's around you, a neighbor or a co-worker. We're the outcasts of today's society that needs the touch of Jesus. We are called to be passionate followers of Jesus, and passionate followers touch the outcasts of this world. The next thing that a passionate follower of Jesus does is he befriends sinners. He befriends sinners. In Matthew 9, he gives this account. And as Jesus reclined at the table in the house, behold, many tax collectors and sinners came to him and were reclining with Jesus and his disciples. And when the Pharisees saw this, they said to his disciples, why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners? But when he, being Jesus, heard it, he said, those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. Go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. For I came not to call the righteous, but sinners. And what a tax collector is, in the Roman form of government, what a tax collector was a Hebrew, was a Jew, and the Roman government issued a tax on the Jews and the Hebrews. And so they hired the Hebrews and Jews to actually collect tax from their brothers and sisters, their countrymen. But what they did is, how they got paid is, let's say the Roman Empire says, okay, it's going to be a $10 a week tax on everybody. Okay, $10 a week tax. Well, the tax collector's saying, okay, they get $10 a week, but I'm going to charge them 15 or 17 or 20. I'm going to pocket the rest. And so they were the scum of the earth. And the Pharisees just kind of like, oh, we're not even going to look at them. And then they did the same thing with the prostitutes who were like, we can't be seen with them. We can't be seen with them. And you see, here's the deal. The religious order of the day determined who was desirable and who wasn't. The amazing thing is, the church today, we determine who's desirable and who's not, and walks through those doors. Don't we? We do it all the time. We have to get our lives together before we come to church, and we get that impression. Now, Grace Church is very good. We are very, one of the main strengths of Grace is that we accept everybody, no matter what this walk has brought them. And I applaud that, and you know what? That's a strength, and that is very rare, and God is blessing that. Thank you. Thank you. See, what Jesus is saying is that you don't need your act together. But what he was giving us an example. He was eating with these people, which was very a very intimate act. He was sharing the life with the undesirables of the society. And the Pharisees are saying, they're undesirable. What is he doing with them? I think what they essentially were saying is like, you know what? We have it all together. If he's going to speak about the world, he has to come talk to us. But what did they do? They snubbed them and they persecuted them and killed them. So the question is this. Are you building bridges into people's lives that are far away from God? That may be open to God's message? Jesus was building a bridge to these people as an example for us to say, you know what? Build bridges to people. To share my love. To share my gospel. So we need to do the same. We don't get the right to determine who's desirable and who's not desirable. Our job is to build bridges and share the gospel. That's our job. We are called to be radical followers of Jesus, and radical followers build bridges in other people's lives. The next thing that a passionate follower of Jesus does is offends the Pharisees, or offends the religious people. Offends the religious people. In Luke 13, it says this. Now he, being Jesus, was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. And there was a woman who had a disabling spirit for 18 years. She was bent over and could not fully straighten herself. When Jesus saw her, he called over to her and said, Woman, you are freed from your disability. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight. And she glorified God. But the ruler of the synagogue, indignant because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath, said to the people, not Jesus, said to the people, there are 6 days in which